The New York Times has a new compilation of recipes for people who prefer to improvise their dinner. It's a special cookbook that requires no recipes. For the past 4 years, the publication has published these no recipe recipes, and now the New York Times is publishing the best from its archive as a 44-page tabloid cookbook. New York Times food editor Sam Sifton is the man behind it all. He joins me now on set. You are behind this wonderful masterpiece, if you will, of different options and trying to help people, guide them who think maybe they have to be strict and follow a recipe, but that's not the case.
Well, that's my day job, right? My day job is recipes. I'm reporting with chefs and home cooks and trying to get everything exact and perfect, but that's not how we cook when we're at home.
A little bit of this,
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And one thing I learned from chefs is when they're talking to one another, they don't write down recipes, they just give little hints. So it's like improv, and that's what I'm trying to provide our readers.
And you call this no recipe recipes.
No recipe recipes.
Recipe recipes. Did I say it right? I feel
no recipe recipes.
Yes, thank you.
Because they're not really recipes,
and
but they're recipes.
And do you think that a lot of times when you do see a cookbook, it can almost be overwhelming because you see these delicious meals and you instantly think, I have to follow this exactly for it to come out correctly.
That's right. So what's the worst nightmare that can happen? It says, marinate 12 hours. And you think, I don't have 12 hours. I just want to make the chicken right now.
You've been developing these for 4 years now in addition to your traditional recipes. How do you develop the many recipes that we're talking about here?
Well, these are the recipes I'm cooking at home. So the recipes that go into nytcooking.com, those are reported recipes. We work on those endlessly. But then on Wednesday nights, I might just go home and cook for the kids and come up with something and just think, I want something crispy and spicy and some chicken and greens, and I'll figure it out and then just write it up and give it to the readers, and it turns out, wow, they like it.
What's your favorite dish?
Well, I'm really liking this fish that I do right now in a super hot oven with some soy sauce and ginger and garlic. Just whatever fish you can find.
Okay.
I used some fluke the other night and it was just great. But you can use salmon if you want.
Tilapia?
Tilapia,
anything.
Sure, go for it.
And is there any special ingredient that you would suggest to add to a lot of these dishes to give it that flavor?
I think it's good to have a good pantry game going. It's good to have some soy sauce around. It's good to have some sriracha. It's good to have garlic. It's good to have ginger. It's good to have a lot of butter. But mostly it's just
butter.
Yeah, always add butter.
You can't go wrong with it.
Can't go wrong. There's a no recipe. Just add butter.
I like it. And I know a lot of people who don't like butter, but I add it to just about everything.
Me too.
You just got to do it in moderation. In terms of some of the things that you would want people to know, what's the biggest takeaway?
This is an exercise designed to give you confidence, right? Confidence in the kitchen is about just doing the work and doing the cooking, and you have the skill to do it. And I'm just going to give you a couple hints, and off you go, and you'll be better the next time.
In terms of the amount of time that one needs to really put these meals together?
You need less time than you think.
Really?
It was a long day, you had a tough time, but we're just going to knock this out in about half an hour, 40 minutes, and have a great dinner.
How do you think your recipe book differs from other non-recipe books who try to sort of implement the same idea of not being so strict and strategic with how you prepare food?
I think probably I got a knack for giving that confidence, and I think I'm kind of selling these ideas pretty well because they seem to be taking off.
What made you want to publish this now as opposed to any other time?
Oh, it could have been any time, and I hope we can come back and do more. We've got hundreds of these. We just took about 40 off the top and said, wow, let's see if this works, and it does.
Sam, where is the food?
Oh, I know. I should have brought it, right?
That's the best part of these segments, generally.
I know. I should have brought my hot plate. Next time I'll do that.
And hot sauce, is that also something you recommend?
It's in my bag.
All the time?
Swag.
Sam Sifton, thank you so much for joining us and sharing some of your tips. I'll have to check them out.
Thanks for having me.